If bedtime feels more stressful than restful, you are definitely not alone. This is the Sleep Circle, where we test sleep tools, explore routines, and share what actually works. I'm Lauren, a mom of two, and today we are going to cover the 8 Sleep Pod 5. So when you can't get comfortable at night, typically you're thinking, oh, it's my mattress. You're like, I need to get a softer one. I need to get a firmer one. I need to get a hybrid mattress. There are literally so many mattresses out there, and then you're overwhelmed, and then you end up just continuing to sleep on the same mattress that's hurting you. Typically, the tossing and turning is not always from your mattress. It's usually like a pressure point problem from like sleep disturbances from your partner or body temperature. I want you to remember that one. Body temperature, okay? Okay, lock that in your brain. Honestly, most people think that they can just fix the body temperature with a fan, with a cool blanket, whatever. That's like the biggest one I want to talk about. Your like biologically, the way that it works, like scientifically, is your body needs to drop its core temperature by about 2 degrees to initiate and like stay in sleep. So if you're sleeping on like a standard mattress, they all pretty much trap your body heat, especially if you're thinking like, oh, this nice, luscious, thick mattress. Think about how hot that mattress is getting. And if you've ever woken up like sweating on like a really thick mattress, remember that feeling. So being hot causes you to wake up, toss and turn back and forth, trying to find a cool spot. We always hear people talk about the cool side of the pillow. And let's just think about for a minute on why it feels so good. Because your body is hot. Because you've woken up with your body temperature being too hot. So you flip the pillow over and your body's resetting back down to the temperature of where it can go back to sleep. That's why it always feels so good to flip your pillow over. If only you could just flip your mattress over again and again all through the night. No. Yeah, we're going to try and fix that problem. So I did look into a lot of mattresses that have the technology where like the bed doesn't move when people get up. For instance, I have a Tempur-Pedic in my house, and what's funny is like I thought to myself, hey, like maybe we should try that and see how it feels, because like maybe what's waking me up is the fact that my partner's getting out of bed or my dog is getting up and like turning around and like making his spot and that type of thing. So we slept on the Tempur-Pedic as like a tester. We did it for a week. And what's crazy is I still woke up. Like, I realized that I was still tossing and turning. I use an Aura ring, and so it tracks my sleep. So I felt like it was a really good like experiment to do so that I could see how many times like I woke up, I tossed and turned, how often I came out of my deep sleep, as opposed to what I normally do on my other mattress. And honestly, I woke up a little more, which is crazy. And like bringing it back to me talking about temperature, like my Tempur-Pedic is really thick. If you ever had a Tempur-Pedic, you know, and like yes, they're so comfortable when you lay down on it, but oh my gosh, I realized I was just sweating. I was so hot when I was sleeping. So I was like, this is strange. I thought for sure that I would sleep better on this mattress. So I was like, okay, that's not the problem. Let's think again. Like maybe it's from like pressure points, like maybe my body hurts and my body aches. So I did another like test with we have 3 different beds in our house. So I was kind of able to like test all the other ones. The other one was just like a memory foam, like well-known brand, one that you like roll out of the box, like type thing. And it's thinner. And I was like, okay, if I feel like it's not the people getting up and down issue, then maybe it's like pressure points, and maybe that mattress was too firm, so like I need a softer one. So we tried out that one as well. Again, like looking at my aura and figuring out how much I woke up, and I was in like more pain. I was in more pain on the softer mattress. So like I realized that I was experiencing the same exact thing that people go through, like when they are trying to figure out why they can't sleep. The frustration of like, you buy a new mattress, it's too soft, your body hurts. You buy another mattress, it's too hard, your body hurts. Like nothing is changing, or like you feel like you're not getting a deep sleep. And to be honest, like I find, especially when like my kids are waking me up a lot in the middle of the night, I almost like I feel worse, and I've been attributing it to like my mattress or the wake ups and things like that. And I'm realizing that I'm feeling worse when I'm getting less restful sleep. So like it might not actually be the fact that like it's the mattress. It's like the quality of sleep that's actually making my body not feel good. So I was like determined to get down to the bottom of it, because if you're a parent, not just a mom, if you're a parent, like you know how important even just like a 4-hour window of sleep, especially in the early days with a baby, is so important, like uninterrupted. It can just like change everything. If your underlying sleep issues are driven by body temperature or partner disruptions, a standard passive mattress that has memory foam is not the answer for you. Memory foam is just going to hold on to heat and continue to make you hotter and heat up through the night instead of keep you cool. So what you really need is an active system that can cool you down throughout the night, which brings me to the 8 Sleep Pod 5. So the awesome thing about it that like initially drew me to it is it is not a whole new mattress. It's a smart sleep system that goes over your bed. It's a hydro-powered cover that goes straight over your current mattress, which is perfect if you already love your current mattress, but you're waking up sweating every night. So yeah, it goes right over, and it connects to a thermal engine, which is called the hub, and it is going to dynamically like pump water through the cover to cool down your bed's temperature. So that's like one of the things I love about it, is it's constant. It's constantly changing the temperature based off of how you're sleeping during the night. So it actually can adjust your bed's temperature anywhere between 55 degrees and 110 degrees, which is a little crazy if you ask me. I can't imagine sleeping on 110 degrees, but maybe if you live somewhere really cold. The thing that I love also is it has something called Autopilot, which is going to like take over the thinking for you. You don't have to look in like at the weather and say it's going to be really cold tonight but hot during the day. What do I need to make sure my bed is at? It can check the weather for you and automatically make adjustments to make sure that you are having the best night's sleep. I live in a zone where in like the change of seasons, it gets really cold at night, like down to freezing temperatures, and then it can get hot up into like the 70s during the day. So sometimes it can get really hard for me to figure out what temperature to make my house, what to wear to bed, all those types of things. So this is like taking out the thinking for you. One of the other things is I have a giant dog here and I also sleep with a partner, and to be honest, like those 2 extra people in bed are one of the things that makes me like so hot at night. And what's funny is my dog sleeps on my side of the bed and not on my husband's side of the bed. So the Pod 5 has dual zone technology that's going to allow you and your partner to pick different temperature settings on the bed, which is major, especially if you have other people sleeping in your bed, small kids, a big dog, things like that. Everyone's temperature and like how they sleep is specific to like their biological metabolism and things like that. So this is why it's literally so important. While it's doing all of those smart things in the middle of the night, it is also tracking your health like a non-wearable system. So think about like Oura rings, Apple watches, things like that that you have to wear. This is a system that you don't have to wear that's going to track and monitor things for you. So it's going to track your heart rate and your HRV. And I know it might sound that like it couldn't be accurate, which is something that I was concerned about. And it was great to know that it's actually has like 99% clinical grade accuracy compared to an ECG, which is crazy in my opinion. So I just am big about like doing research and only putting things in front of me and using that like I think are actually going to serve a good purpose for my life. And the fact that it has been tested and things that are like really proven to help work are I feel comfortable bringing that into my home. Speaking of research, if you have been doing research on things or like you're the person responsible in your family for making new purchases, like me, I am always doing a lot of research before. And something I found while I was researching the Pod 5 was just some like older generations and models, specifically the Pod 3 and earlier, potentially developing like leaks over time because of how the internal tubing was shaped. That obviously worried me. I don't want something leaking on my bed. That just creates like a bigger hassle. So it was really good to see the research and the testing that they've done on the new products. So for the Pod 4 and the Pod 5, the engineers completely redesigned the architecture into like a soft, pliable tubing structure that has fewer stress points. And then to test it, they took hundreds of pounds, these like barrels, roll like heavy rolling things, and just rolled them across the bed continuously for like a week straight. They were trying to simulate like intense use, obviously. But I actually could appreciate that because I don't know if you remember like old mattress commercials where you just see like the thing pressing down on like the box springs to test them. And who's like jumping on their bed all night? No, if anything, you're rolling around back and forth. So it was really nice to see that they actually tested it against like real use and how it would be. Plus, the new system also comes with a daily priming cycle. So it helps prevent like pressure buildup in the tubes and also comes with a standard 2-year warranty, which I think is a big deal. I feel like I never see warranties anymore, or if they are, it's just 1 year. But you can also upgrade it to a 5-year warranty when you check out if that's something that's important to you. We are all about better sleep, one night at a time. Subscribe to the Sleep Circle and sweet dreams.